Hi everyone, welcome back. Let's get into your full body workout today. Starting, let's interlace those hands behind your head. Elbows are out wide. We're going to take your inhale here, exhale. Let's bring the chin towards the chest, start to roll yourself down towards the ground. Bringing those elbows tucked in around your face as you lower yourself down. Take an inhale here, exhale. Let's start to roll yourself back up to your kneeling position. Chest comes open, elbows out wide. Let's go 2 more here. Chin towards the chest, lower yourself back down towards the floor. Working 1 vertebrae at a time. And last one here. Very good. And opening up for me. Very nice. Arms come down by your side here. Let's sweep them up to the ceiling, holding them at the top. Let's side bend over one way. Exhale as you go over. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale as you go over to the other side. Very good. Arms come down by your side. Let's give those shoulders a roll down and back. And let's get started. We're going to come lying onto your backs for me. Starting off with your swan stretch first. So what we're going to do is place those hands underneath those shoulders. Elbows are tucked in towards your waist. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Let's start to curl up your head, neck and chest. Keep pressing strong through those hands, lifting to what's comfortable for you. Take an inhale to hold. On your exhale, let's start to lower yourself all the way back down. Lowering the belly, then the chest, then the head to come down last. Let's go 3 more like this. Pressing yourselves back up, relaxing those legs and those glutes here, making sure that those hands are pressed strong so that the shoulders are away from those ears. Last 2. Very good. And on your next one here, let's hold it up at the top, giving yourself that hold. Focusing a little bit more in that lower back. Let's look over one shoulder, look over the other shoulder, coming back to center and lower yourself down. Good job everyone. All right, when you're ready, we're going to bring those arms into a right angle shape just beside your head, curling up into that chest lift here. Taking an inhale here, exhale. Curl up your head, neck and shoulders. Your arms are following up. Take an inhale to hold, exhale, lower back down. Let's go again. Inhale here, exhale, curling up your head, neck and chest. Very good. Those shoulders should stay wide and relaxed. Just those arms are hovering up at the same time as you lift that chest from the ground here. Your neck stays elongated, so keeping that eyesight towards the floor. If it feels comfortable to do so, let's add in your legs. We're going to reach those toes back behind, extending those legs out long. And going again. Very good. Now if you feel comfortable doing so, let's add in a little bit more. The next time you curl yourself up, you're going to reach those arms out forward. Bring them back into a bend, lower the chest down. Let's go again here. So reaching those fingertips, those toes to the opposite sides of the room. Going nice and strong, working through that back here. Let's go for 6 more here. And 5. Remembering to breathe. And 4. Last 3. And 2. Very good. On your next one, we're going to hold those arms up. Bring it back to a bend. Continue those arm movements for me here. Keep those legs lifted if you have that option. Let's go for 6. And 5. 4. 3 and 2 and 1. Lower yourself all the way down. Very good. Give those legs a shake side to side while you're down here. Let's come to do a little bit more backward before we move on to your next exercise. We're going to have your arms extended out long. What we're going to do is come into your Superman. We're going to take an inhale here, exhale, similar movement. We're going to curl up your head, neck and chest, but your arms are hovering up, reaching forward. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Let's go again here, curling up your head, neck and chest, reaching those fingertips and lower. If you'd like, you can add in those legs here if you feel comfortable doing so. We're reaching those your toes back behind you. Imagine I'm standing at where your feet are and I'm just pulling at those ankles. Just lengthening those legs out long. Let's go for 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. Nice work. We're going to hold it up on your next one. Little kicks for me here in your swimming motion for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower yourself down. Take a breather. We've got that swimming motion one more time before we move on. When you're ready, let's start to curl yourself back up and into that swimming motion again. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Take a couple of deep breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to come onto your hands and knees for me, making sure that those wrists are underneath those shoulders, knees are underneath those hip bones. Let's keep it foundational before we start to layer on here. We're going to take your inhale here. On your exhale, let's start to raise opposite arm, opposite leg out, and then lower yourself back in. Let's keep that going for me here, reaching out and lower down. Now, a couple of things I want you to keep a check of. As you're extending those arms and legs out, we want to keep that lower back as quiet as you can. And we're just lifting that leg just so that it's in line with those hips, so we're not lifting all the way up, because you'll end to see that you've got a little arch in that lower back, which we want to avoid at the moment. We're using that core to help stabilize us, so this keeps nice and steady here. Let's go for 6 more like so. And 5. 4 more, doing so well here. Last 3. And 2. On your next one, we're going to hold that arm and leg there. Keep that arm where it is. We're pointing those toes back behind you, little circles. Now your challenge is to keep that torso as steady as you can, finding that balance, pressing strong into that standing hand here. Let's go for 6. 5, 4, 3, and 2. Good, let's go the other way here. Almost there for 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Lower down. Very good. Give those wrists a little roll. When you're ready, let's go over to the other side. We're extending the arm and leg out long. Let's keep it going here. Big toe is your pencil, drawing those little circles. They're running down your leg here, keeping that torso as steady as you can for 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Over the other way. Let's keep it going for 6, and 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Very good. Lower yourself down. Take a breather here. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Coming into a child's pose. Very good. And coming back up. All right, we're going to come do a little bit of plank work for our next series here. When you're ready, we're going to stay onto those hands and knees, but if you need a modification, come down onto your forearms if you need to. We're going to extend that right leg out long. We're tucking that toe in so it's nice and strong into the mat. Taking an inhale here. On your exhale, we're just going to lift that left knee up from the ground and lower back down. And we'll just keep going with this here. It's a small, tiny movement. It does not need to be a big lift here. Just hovering that knee from the ground, pressing strong through those hands. Shoulders are away from those ears. Now, if you feel comfortable doing so, and if you would like to add on, let's go a little bit further with this movement here. So when you place that knee down, we're going to lift that right leg back behind you, lower back down, and then lift that knee back up. So we're alternating legs here, lifting one, then the other. At all times, those palms are pressing strong into the mat. Your 10 fingers are out wide and spread out just to help support. Let's go for 5. And 4. Last 3, doing so good here. And 2. Very good. On your next one, option 1, you can continue with doing what we're doing, just lifting, alternating legs here. Option 2, you can hold that knee up from the ground. Option 3, we're going to sweep that knee towards opposite elbow, draw it back to center. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Well done. Lower those knees down. Sit back into a child's pose for me here. Let's roll those wrists out. And we've got the other side to do here. Whew, a couple of deep breaths. All right, let's go over to the other side here. When you're ready, hands are back onto the mat for me. Your knees are underneath those hips. Let's step that left leg out for me, tucking those toes, pressing strong into the mat. Just that knee hover to start off with before we layer on. When you're ready, we're pressing strong into the toes, lifting that right knee up, lower back down. Good, let's go again. Just that right knee hovering up here. We'll add on in a little bit. Very good. Really working into that core with this movement here, using it to help stabilize you as you lift that knee up for me. Let's go for 4 before we add on that alternate leg. And 3. Last 2. You can hear I'm running out of breath here. And 1. Good. Let's start to lift that back leg up. Lower down. Lift the knee up here. Keep it going strong. We're doing so well here. Let's go for 4. And 3. Last 2. Whew. And 1. You have your options here. Number 1, you can continue with what you're doing. Number 2, we're going to hold that knee up. Number 3, let's sweep it to the opposite elbow, draw it back in. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Coming back in and lower back down. Oh my Lord. I've got them shakes doing that movement here. Whew. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Oh my Lord. Okay, let's come do some arm work here. So what I've got beside me is a couple of dumbbells. If you don't have some dumbbells, grab a hold of some wine bottles, water bottles, something that's just going to give you a little bit of weight to work with here. And what we're going to do is come onto your high kneeling, coming into some arm work here. When you're ready, palms are facing forward. Let's start to sweep those arms long in front of you and sweep them back down. Nice work. Let's go again. So a couple of things I want you to keep an eye of here. We want to make sure that chest is open, shoulders stay relaxed, your neck also stays relaxed as well. Sweeping those arms forward, bringing them about shoulder height here. Everything else stays nice and steady. Let's go for 4 and 3. Last 2. Good, and 1, you're gonna hold them forward. Let's bring them out to a T shape. We're going to flip those palms down, flip them up. Trying to maintain them up about shoulder height if you can. If you need to modify, you'll just bend those elbows down, flip those palms up and down here. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2, almost there. And 1, palms facing down for me here. Let's start to lower 2 inches down. Press it back up, lower and lift. Breathing through it here. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Lower down. Oh my God, give those arms a little shake. We've got a second set of arm workout for you today. So when you're ready, let's come back to a high kneeling. We're going to bring those arms above your head. Bring them glued together for me. We're going to bend those elbows, have them coming sweeping back, and then extend them up to the ceiling. Good. Lower and lift. Focusing on those triceps here as we lower down and lift it back up. Good, doing so well. Keeping those shoulders relaxed. I know they're starting to burn here. Let's go for 6 and 5. 4 more. Last 3 and 2. Good, and 1. Let's sweep them forward in front of you here. Elbows are glued together. Dumbbells are still together here. Little pulses. Good, 2 inches up, 2 inches down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it there. We're going to open them out into a book here. Open them out to your right angle. Close it back in. Good. Let's go again. Keeping it nice and strong with those arms here. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2. Let's hold it out on your next one here. Little pulses to finish. We're almost done, I swear. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower yourself all the way down here. Good work, everyone. Oh, give yourself a breather here. All right. Let's come into some abdominals here, coming into your rollback. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring your legs forward in front, and we're going to bring your legs into parallel here. So your knees are going to come in line with those hip bones. You'll find that there's about a fist-sized gap in between those knees. You're going to grab a hold of your dumbbell or whichever object that you're using, holding it forward for me here. We're sitting up nice and tall to start off with. Taking an inhale here, and on your exhale, let's scoop the belly. We're going to start to roll back, scooping, focusing here, rolling that spine, chin towards the chest, about halfway down. Inhale to hold, exhale. We're keeping that scoop as you dive yourself forward, so shoulders are over those thighs. Come sitting upright at the last moment. Let's keep going with this here. Inhale here, exhale, rolling yourself back down. Keep that scoop as you dive forward. Come sitting back up. Very good. Let's go for 5 more here. Now, if anyone has any back problems, your modification is to keep those feet planted onto the ground. You'll keep yourself upright and you'll hinge yourself back and come upright here. Let's go 2 more here. Very good. And on your last one, let's hold it back for me. We're going to lift those arms up to the ceiling, bring them back forward in front. Keep that scoop of the belly. You have that curve down running down your spine. Keep those feet grounded into the floor. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3, almost there, and 2 and 1. Very good. Coming back with that scoop, and let's fold over those legs for a moment here. Very good. Pop that dumbbell off to the side. Let's come lying onto your back, coming into some bridging for me. So again, your feet stay, actually, let's bring them into Pilates V. So your heels are together, toes are apart. You have a slight rotation running down those legs. We're going to bring those arms up to the ceiling for me here. Taking an inhale here, on your exhale, let's start to tuck the pelvis towards the head, imprinting that lower spine. Start to roll yourself up, sending those hips up to the ceiling. Inhale to hold, exhale. Let's roll yourself all the way back down, working from your upper back all the way down with your tailbone, coming down last. Let's go again. Inhale, exhale, rolling yourself up. Very good. Really taking the moment here to work one vertebrae at a time. I want those feet nice and pressed strong into the ground here. Your shoulders stay relaxed. Let's go for 4 more here. Last 3 and 2. Good work, everyone. And on your next one, let's hold it at the top. Very nice. Let's go into those hip dips here. You're going to lower those hips 2 inches down, press it back up. Little tiny controlled motions. Does not need to be a big movement here. We're really working those glutes, the back of your thighs. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2. We're going to hold it at the top for me here. We're going to lift just the heels up from the ground and lower back down. So those heels stay lifted, arms are staying up to the ceiling, or you can bring them down by your side if you need to modify, for 6 and 5, 4, 3, last 2 and 1. Good. Lower yourself all the way down. Heels come down as well. Let's bring those knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug and rock side to side. I have them shakes doing that movement too. All right. Let's bring your feet back down, but we're going to have them parallel for me here. Arms stay down by your side for this one. We're going to bring that left heel up from the ground. So it's just going to stay up. We're going to come back into your bridging position. Taking an inhale here, exhale. Let's start to roll yourself all the way back up, but keeping that foot elevated. Inhale to hold, exhale, lower yourself all the way back down. Nice work. Let's keep that going for me here. Same principle. We're working one vertebrae at a time, sending those hips all the way up. Now, if this is too much for your hamstrings with that heel lifted, you'll just place that heel back onto the ground, come into your parallel legs, both heels down onto the ground, into your bridging here. So that will be your modification if you do want to take that here. Let's go for 5 more here. And 4. Last 3 Good, we're almost done. And 2. Oh my gosh, you can hear my dog bark. Good, let's hold it up on your next one for me. Hold those hips high. And then let's bring that left leg into tabletop for me. We're going to lower those hips 2 inches down. Press it back up. Lower and lift. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Lower that leg down and lower yourself all the way back down for me here. Rinse, wipe those legs side to side. Let's go over to the other side for me here. When you're ready, let's bring those legs back to center. You're going to bring that right heel up from the ground. When you're ready, let's start to roll yourself back up into your bridging, sending those hips all the way up and all the way back down. Good, so even though you have that heel elevated, I still want you to try to maintain that equal height between those hips here. So really taking the time just to check that lift as you roll yourself up and also as you roll yourself down. Let's go for 5 more here. We're almost done. And 4. Last 3. Good, and 2. Very good, and on your next one here, let's hold those hips high. Bring that right leg into tabletop for me. Let's start to lower those hips 2 inches down. Press it back up, lower and lift. Let's go for 6 and 5, 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Well done. Lower all the way back down. Hi, buddy. And let's bring those legs into tabletop. Place those hands at the back of your thighs here, coming into your roll up for me here. So we're just going to rock yourself up and rolling all the way as you come up to seated for me. Legs stay extended out long. Let's take an inhale as you reach those arms up. On your exhale, we're forwarding yourself forward. Finding that hamstring stretch here. When you're ready, let's take your inhale here, reaching those arms back up to the ceiling, and exhale, forwarding yourself forward. Very good. One last exercise before we wrap up, coming all the way back down for me here into that chest lift. So we're going to interlace those hands behind your head. Your elbows are going to be in your peripheral vision. Your thumbs are running down your neck. Legs stay in tabletop, so those knees are over the top of your hips. Taking an inhale here, exhale, we're curling up your head, neck and chest from the ground. Inhale to hold, exhale, lower yourself all the way back down. Good job. Let's keep going on with this here. Inhale, exhale, curling up. Good work. I'm just going to shuffle myself down because I feel like I might be cutting myself off here. All right, let's keep that going for me here. Couple things I want you to keep a check of is that we've got that space between your chin and your chest as you curl yourself up. Those legs stay where they are. Good. We're lifting that from our upper abdominals here rather than pulling the head up. So we're going to aim for that chest up to the ceiling here. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2. Almost there. And on your next one, let's hold it down. Can we toe tap that floor and then lift it back up? Lower and lift. Good. Let's go for 6 and 5, 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Very good. Let's lower yourself all the way down for me here. Keep those legs where they are. You're going to reach those arms up to the ceiling. We're going to go double toe taps for me here. Knees and ankles are glued together. Let's start to lower the legs down towards the ground and coming back up. Nice work. Let's go again. Lower those legs down and lift. Good. Now if you feel comfortable doing so, you're going to reach those arms back behind as well and draw them back up to the ceiling at the same time. Now you should have a small little gap underneath your lower back as you continue with this movement here. But if you find that you're overarching that lower back uncomfortably, it's getting a bit too much, just don't lower those legs as far down. Let's go for 5 here and 4. Good. Last 3 and 2. Very nice. And last one here. Good. And coming back in. Draw those knees in towards your chest. Bring yourself back up into a seated position for me here. Let's finish off with a little side bend stretch. Buddy. All right. Let's bring those arms out to the side. You're going to start to lower one arm down. Bring the other arm up and over. And finding that stretch all the way down through that waist here. Take an inhale here, exhale, rainbow it across over to the other side. Just try and get comfortable. All right, let's go back to your first side for me here. We're going to thread this arm through, reaching those fingertips back behind you, adding in that rotation through the waist. And we're opening back up to center and over to the other side. Very good. Coming back in, and you are all done. I hope you have a great rest of your day.